Hi, and welcome back to Strategic Targeting Podcast. This is the show where we take a look at the strategies behind some of the moves our industry's best leaders are making now. Now, on today's show, we're going to be talking about growth. And yes, it's possible even in today's market, but you must have the right strategy. To talk about that, we have the CEO of Certainty Home Lending. He's Franco Terango. He's going to be with us right after this. Franco, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
So, every lender that's watching this is facing serious headwinds. It's a very challenging market, but growth is still a strategic imperative. Now, you're CEO of a lending enterprise. How are you looking at this problem?
Well, Rick, again, thanks for having me on the show. And I'd love to be able to talk about growth, which is great. But when we think about this strategic imperative of growing, it's effectively using those resources, increasing our client engagement, and really building the loyalty with clients. And you have to do that in multiple ways, because when you think about growth, it's growth certainly in our communities, it's growth professionally, but to be able to bring the right people on board and keep the right people on board with you that are real professionals that have those advisory skills and can win in this market is really critical. And it's very hard to do in an environment where you've got rising rates, you've got inventories low, you've got contraction overall in the business today. It's really identifying those right people that understand this environment and how important it is to effectively engage with clients.
Very good. Well, I want to drill down on a little bit because recruiting has been a serious problem in our industry for some time. How do you approach that? How can you strategically ensure that you can attract the right people, the people you need?
Yeah, I'm blessed with the fact that I've been in the financial services business for 36 years and over 25 years in mortgage lending, and so I am blessed with the fact that I've worked with a lot of great professionals across the country. So I do leverage that, almost first and foremost. But the core to that, if you get down to it, is understanding a couple things. One is the DNA of an individual, their motor, understanding that in this environment, you have to work harder than ever. You have to work more effectively, more efficiently in this business, in really getting to the crux of how people do that and understanding that. I am also find it, incredibly important that the customer service is just so critical. Building that trust, being that advisory professional in this industry, you have to have both. So strong motor, but also really strong client skills. And thirdly, it's being really effective with your business partners, because we are teammates with realtors, builders, with attorneys, with CPAs. Do you have the resources out there to help you be effective in this industry? And that sets people apart. We want people that work in our organization that really put the client first, take care of our business partners, and have the ability to really deliver.
Absolutely. Now, normally I ask, why is that so important now? But I know every lender listening to this show today is going to know why it's so important to have high customer and borrower satisfaction and be able to work with those referral partners and keep those relationships strong. But talk to me about the risks you see of trying to do that without the right people.
Well, I'd go back to the risk. I'll take it a step back. The risk from a business perspective, what's that old adage? If you're not growing, you're dying. We have to adapt to the new normal. We haven't seen this type of rising rate environment for decades. And so the risk to me from a business perspective, if you're not growing, is that you're going to stagnate and obviously fail. The risk of not doing it is that we're failing in communities, we're failing with our clients, because we're in the dream business. I mean, the dream of home ownership is so critical in the United States that we have to win in this environment. Affordability is probably the greatest issue right now for clients. Finding the right product at that right payment is so important right now, to make sure that we put homeowners in homes that they can afford, in the communities they want to live in. And we have to know our business more than ever. We've got to know our products. We've got to know our rate stacks. We've got to know how to take care of the clients. We've got to know our communities, and we have to know those referral partners and those partners that can help them win that home and get into that dream home that they are all aspiring to get into.
Franco, I love hearing you say that because right now, a lot of Americans are at risk of losing out on that dream. They're finding it more and more difficult. This strategy you're talking about, getting the right people, putting them in place, what are the benefits and how does the lender see those benefits by adding those right people?
Yeah, I think the opportunity today, and I don't want to be, it's hard to not be a little bit macabre, but the industry is contracting as a whole, but the benefit, the opportunity there is that cream typically rises to the top. So when you talk about that DNA, when you talk about that building trust and the client service, when you talk about those relationships that are out there, there are people there are professionals in our industry that are incredibly successful even in this environment, and believe it or not, that are even growing from previous years because they really accentuate those skills. So I think the opportunity is really there that the best are not only surviving but growing. I think there's other significant opportunities that we have to utilize in this environment, being more efficient and successful. It really comes down to technology. Being To me, trust is being face to face. Sometimes face to face is virtual, like we're doing today, but really being able to get out there and meet directly with clients, meet directly with referral sources. And so the technology has to be in your hand. It's no longer that you're going back to the office or maybe back to your home where you're on a laptop or you're on a computer and you're tied to that. Today, you have to be effective using your phone or tablet, that you're meeting with clients. You can engage with them in regards to the type of products that you have. You can lock them in an environment where everyday rates are fluctuating. Being able to do that, being able to advise them, being able to be face to face, it's such a huge opportunity. So again, I'd say cream definitely rises to the top, but utilizing the technology in our hands on the front end as well as the back end, because as rates are going up and affordability becomes more of an issue, inventory is at record lows. We have to speed to execution, and making it easy for clients is even more imperative.
So you're not just talking about putting the right people in place, you're talking about providing them with the tools that will allow them to be the best.
100%. I mean, you have to be with an organization that has made the investment in technology to make it easier for you to be able to do business and for you to be out from behind your desk and really getting in front of clients and business referral sources.
I love it. We've been talking with Franco Terango. He's the CEO of Certainty Home Lending. Sir, thank you so much for being with us today.
Rick, thank you so much for having me.